Welcome to Daytime Ottawa here on Rogers TV. I'm sorry for laughing, but oh boy, things could go off the rails real quick in this next segment. I'm joined, as I said, by a couple of special guests. The first one I'd like to introduce you to is the human, and that is Alexanne Galipeau, who is the owner of Alex's Pet and House Sitting. Welcome, Alex. Great to have you here. And we also have Kalua, who is an English bulldog?
So she's a hybrid. So she's half English bulldog, half Old English bulldog.
Okay.
So Old English bulldogs are the one that traditionally used to rally up the bulls.
Right.
Hence where they got their name. And the regular English bulldog is your typical, for those of you who know Ruben the bulldog, or your typical bulldog. The first thing that comes to mind when I say bulldog.
Nice, nice. So tell me about you and your relationship with Kalua. Where did the two of you meet?
So it's actually a funny story. I was thinking of getting a dog, and I wasn't sure I was quite ready. I wanted to do the responsible thing and say, I want to make sure I'm really prepared and ready to have my own dog. So I started sort of babysitting for friends, family, here and there, nothing full time.
Okay.
And I started to realize how much I loved it. And I said, this is incredible. So after doing the test and after doing all that, I decided to bring her into my home. I decided to become a fur mom. Please don't choke on TV.
She's doing fine.
Yes.
She's doing fine. She's just enjoying some treats.
And just before COVID, I'd say maybe a month, maybe month and a half, I brought her home. And it was incredible. When people would talk to me about the mom gene, I just didn't get it. And then I got this puppy home, and everything changed.
Nice.
And then the pandemic hit, so all I had to do was be at home with this cute little puppy and start training her to bring her outside and everything. This was still very new. There were a few times where the police would tell me, you need to go back in the house, and I'd say, well, my poor puppy here has to learn how to go outside, so do you think we can?
Of course, yeah.
But she did great during the pandemic, and once things started to loosen up a little bit, I would start getting calls from frontline workers, anyone that was doing a job, even during the once things started to open up and things like that, and something kind of clicked that apparently there is a need for this in Ottawa, and I would kind of be foolish to not take advantage of it.
I love it. So then you've turned this into your full-time career.
Absolutely.
Right?
And I said, I think there's such a need for parents to have someone they trust, that they care about, that they really want to leave their dog, similar like your child in daycare. You really want someone you can trust, that you love, and that loves your pet equally.
Right.
So I really sat down and said, I wanted this to be like an open daycare almost.
Nice.
I want to inform my parents, look at what your dog did while you were away. Here's some funny videos. This is her sleeping and her legs are up in the air. And, even
great
doing,
idea.
And I had to increase my services as well, because it wasn't just dog sitting. People would call me and say, listen, I'm stuck on the train. The OC Transpo train is frozen. I need someone to let the dog out. And I said, don't you worry, we're here for you. And they would just tell me, here's a spare key, go let my dog out.
Good for you, Alex. That is, something that you never expected turns into your full-time career suddenly. I mean, it must be so fulfilling. And then on the other side of it, I guess you saw, dogs love toys. Look at Kalua, right?
Exactly.
I mean, it can be the simplest of things, but you wanted to make sure that your online store had toys that were either local or made here in Canada, right?
That's right. So again, since I have this lovely bulldog who's cooperating so well right now, I started noticing that a lot of the toys that were offered in retail stores and things of that nature, they weren't lasting.
Right.
And I would buy one for her, and 2 days later, it's done. So I said, there has to be something better. So I put out an ad up there, hey, and we had to do better. We had to do our clients better. We had to do all of Canada better. So I started looking around, and I said, we have so many vendors out here, just in Ottawa alone, and in Canada, that make these amazing products and that are healthy, that follow very strict guidelines. Here in Canada, we have a lot stricter rules.
Yeah.
We have stricter things like chemicals. You can't announce that this is BPA free, for example.
Right.
And it's not, because whoever's doing that will get slapped on the face or on the hand even.
Yeah.
And so I said to them, this is a great opportunity to show not just quality, but show them even safety.
Right.
A great example, one of the things I love, holding for first aid kits. I know we think, when we go camping, we need a first aid kit, but what about your dog? You're camping, you're, taking a nice walk, hiking, and something happens to your pet.
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Right.
We don't typically carry first aid kits in our pocket, but it's very simple. You just clip it to whatever leash. You could clip it to your belt, your backpack.
Great idea.
And you're covered. And most things in there you could use on yourself. Band-Aids, any, cold, hot compresses, things like that. No.
It's not a toy. I can't.
I know.
What can I give her?
Here, how about you take Mr. Pig?
Take Mr. Pig.
Mr. Pig has a very loud ball inside.
And I mean, actually, it's funny. We had Kahlua going around with that plastic bottle, and that was something that we had, Kyla, who was on the show, right? Talking about this enrichment idea of keeping your dog busy, and that you put treats in it's so simple, right? You put treats in a plastic bottle, and then your dog is occupied, and then at the end of the day, they are tired, right?
Exactly. And a lot of products that I hold, as I've told you, everything's Canadian, so nothing is imported, nothing's from overseas, and a lot of it, there's just amazing ideas. The best one I can think of, for example, this bowling pin is 100% natural rubber, so there's no BPAs, there's no chemicals in this. If you have a child playing on the floor and they put this in their mouth, no, you have Mr. Pig. There's nothing, very harmful to them.
Yeah.
This one is great because it has little toothbrushes here on the side. So everyone tells me, my puppy's teeth are they're sharp. How do I do that? Just put some toothpaste in there.
Great idea.
Also, since we're on this topic of enrichment, we can see there's a hole at the bottom. Just put their kibble and let them go nuts.
I love it. Just as we're running out of time here, sorry to cut you off, Alex, but tell everybody at home how they can get in touch with you if you're looking for, sitting services and, of course, your online store.
Absolutely. So you can visit me online at www.alex's.pethousetitting.com. For the store, you'll see on the top right, there's literally a button that says Pet Store, and you can go nuts, go shopping, go see what Ottawa has to offer your pets.
Thank you so much, Alex.
You're very welcome.
Kahlua, thank you for joining us, and thank you at home. We'll be right back after this. Good.